do you
too.
feel that people
It's
have
like,
auras though? I know this, we're kind of sidetracking a little bit, but I feel like it kind of, I'm just curious on, as you say, you're very science based. It seems like you're very logical based also that, but have you ever been around someone that you just can feel their mood is they're negative, like a negative energy from
yeah,
someone? You have.
yeah, you can feel it. I'm a different mood on any different. I'm like a strange animal. I channel a lot of different moods in any different
Yeah.
day and stuff. So like, I'll have bad energy one day and good energy the next. I
Well,
guess it's
isn't
sort of
that the
what I
same
chant.
thing
What
though?
I'm.
Well, like what's how does that differ, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some of it's body language. I feel a lot
Okay,
of
I can
it's
see that.
intuitions and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like I love that guy Darren Brown and his explanations of a lot of this stuff because he understands like NLP and human emotions and these sort of things like really well. That kind of these triggers and these subtle triggers and stuff that um, and understands the human mind and how because he's an illusionist,
Yeah.
and it's like magic, the kind of magic like that. It's illusions, and it's easy to fool people with. We're easy to fool. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a
I can see
fact.
that.
But
I can see that.
so I don't know. I'm skeptical of all that, and I'm skeptical that anyone, that the CIA did anything with mind control and remote viewing, spies, other than trying to convince people that it was real so that they can get inside their heads. Because if you believe that, there's spies out there that can, remote view everything you're doing right now and see everything and know everything about you just without any actual intelligence collection, it's kind of a scary thought, and
Agreed.
it would definitely mess with your mind if you believe that. And I think that that's what a lot of it was about, is getting the Russians to believe that we were doing this and that we were having success with it. And but there's not really much evidence for that because we still have, you talk to anyone in the intelligence business and be like, what do about their methods and sources? And I doubt that remote viewing is one of the methods and sources that they use to collect actionable, real world, verifiable, hard intelligence.
Yeah.
Because it's just basically you're using your imagination and guessing with your mind, and sometimes it's your intuition's very good, and like there's been these experiments that have been done where it's there's some strange results and stuff with that, but
So do you
does
think
that
that that's what Dr. Greer is basically, for lack of better words, grifting and letting and selling the idea and basically convincing people that they're seeing these things? Because in the documentary you see these pictures of light traveling around these people, and it's like I've seen ghost adventure stories, or that where they take pictures and there's the light balls, which I think is just energy that's in the air that happens to be um, caught on the camera. But you know, essentially, if it is body language, if it is manipulation, um, I don't know. It just feels
huh,
like if
I'm
it's not
curious.
real, I
I
don't know.
heard they was dropping flares from helicopters and like and
Have you
scamming people,
really?
according to people. So there's people out there accusing him of running a scam with the whole operation and stuff too,
Really?
to that level. I mean, and I don't know, because there are people out there on the other side of this that are so desperate not to not make to that nobody should believe in this stuff, that they spread things that aren't true sometimes. So you have
Yeah.
to like, yeah, I don't know. I have to go with the evidence, is where I say it's like, all right, well,
I like the evidence.
let me try this on my own a couple times, and I've done it and it didn't work. And
You tried to conjure aliens?
yeah, I sat there. Why not? I said, hey, this is what you could do, and it will work. So why
Hmm,
not? Let me try it a couple times. I
cool.
did, and I had a
Nothing.
friend told me, oh
Nothing.
no, you have to keep doing it. He said, I did it. I sat there all day and did it for 24 hours straight, and then it eventually happened that night. And I was like, I don't have the patience or the time.
I don't have
Like,
the
I'm
time for
sorry,
that.
dude. Like, I don't know. I really feel like the way that we need to discover aliens is not by meditating and them showing them to ourselves as balls of light. It kind of has to go in a progression. I feel like China's got to go find water on the moon or an artifact on another planet, or so it's got to start with something like like that before we find the actual aliens, like that Vulcan moment from First Contact,
Yeah.
or anything. I think it's going to be like you know, it's got to be like water on another planet first, and then
Finding the obelisk on the moon.
finding that, yeah, so it's got to be something like that like happens first, and then, you know, that's how I feel. It has to go through this progression, and that's my prediction of what it's going to go through. I don't feel like there's going to be like, oh, disclosure, and the whole thing too is with disclosure and all this. So my colleague wants to take this approach where it's like, oh, let's you know, it's already been discovered, and all we have to do is rediscover it, or all we have to do is put a petition together to beg the government for declassification. You know,
Yeah.
this report that's coming out in 180 days that I guarantee it won't tell me anything that I didn't already
It's
know.
not going to be anything. I that's what I think. When I heard that, I was like, this is very cool, but these videos that they're showing us now are terrible.
If you
Little
want
like
to learn more about these
grainy.
programs, go to my channel and I'll teach you more about these programs than you'll
Is that
ever
Alien
learn.
Scientist
Yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube?
Alien Scientist.
I actually added it to the description below. So in the description below, you can find how to follow Jeremy here, Alien Scientist, on YouTube, Twitter. I also have a couple websites that you asked me to add in there. So you can definitely go check him out. Definitely go follow him. He delves much more into this and more. Just looking at some of your videos, it's like you get into some serious stuff here. What's
Yeah,
this?
man,
You have
trying
an
to.
open letter to Dr. Stephen Greer. What's that all about?
Oh,
I
so
haven't seen
Steven,
it.
yeah, I posted that. I actually, it turned into a stream, so it went on a lot longer than I had expected. People were like, oh, you know, an open letter should be like 10 minutes, you know, so
Not
it's
two
like
not 2 hours and
2
49
hours
minutes.
and 40. Yeah. So I messed up there, and I don't think I'll even watch it because he's blocked me on Twitter and a couple other things because
Well,
I asked too many questions.
yeah.
But it was basically about Orion Project because he had started with Disclosure Project. He had started another disclosure project called Orion Project, the Orion
Yeah, I've heard of
Project,
this. Yeah,
and it
I
was
don't know.
just for scientists, supposedly, and it was for free energy and anti-gravity, you know. And
Okay. You're like, I'm about that. So,
I'm about that, and I was like, so this is kind of what we're doing now with this conference at altpropulsion.com. That's the conference that Tim Ventura set up with American Anti-Gravity. At americanantigravity.com /events to keep up with the events that we're doing and the people that we're talking to. We're reaching out basically to the community and trying to get these scientists on. And some of them are still under oath, like Lake Marabou, for example. He's under a security. He's got a security classification or a gag order. He can't talk until 2024. So we got to wait until 2024. But as soon as that expires, man, we're gonna get that dude on. We're gonna talk to him.
cool.
So like, but we're basically taking these people that are like now 80 or 90 years old, a lot of them, and they're getting old now, and they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of information to share about these things that they could never talk about their entire careers. And we're getting them to come out of the woodwork and share this information. And I think this is doing more for disclosure right now than that 180 pages is doing, because it's really getting at the core of this, which is, you know, the research that your tax dollars have paid for that you
We're not
never
even allowed
knew
to know.
about.
Yeah. We're not even allowed to know. Right.